Today, I'm going to talk about, I'll give it a title, but it's a lot of things to it. It's really beating private equity. And I know from talking to so many guys outside of this group, guys get intimidated. Oh, PE's coming in and buying everything up and they have more money and they do all that. They spend so much money on Google and everything. There's still a lot of ways to beat them. It's almost painful how they cannot make the most basic decisions on the fly. They have to get approval, and there's all these layers of approval. And that is a massive opportunity for us to crush them. This is kind of how smaller operators beat them, and also make yourself more attractive to them. It's a funny thing, right? You're beating them, but you're making yourself more attractive. So this is how it works. They buy up a company and they basically have anywhere from 0 to 5 years, usually 0 to 3 years, to put that with other companies, repackage that portfolio and sell it upstream to a bigger private equity purchaser. So here's 4 moves PE does. They buy average businesses in fragmented markets. They standardize and centralize. They improve numbers with pricing and processes. They sell to a platform, hire multiple. That's it. That's what they do. We can make things happen in hours. They can take days, weeks to do it. I loaned several of my subcontractors money, and then they paid me back when they got paid back. I did that because I want that earn out, and I knew that window was so small. If I don't do that just alone, it could have cost them many hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenues. Let me go get on the phone with this guy, actually strengthen this relationship, fix everything, make it all right, and then go back and maybe even make this relationship better and get more work. I'm going to talk about some of the arenas where small beats big. And it's a lot of stuff you may not want to do. Solve the problem before it's a meeting. You see something going wrong with a customer. You're not going to wait till that shit hits the fan. You get ahead of it. You're allowed to solve the problem without waiting for permission. But when you get that email, it's so clear that we were there, that the job really needed to be done. 3 issues almost every time at a complex, and fix them for free. Very basic stuff, a downspouts falling off. You're going to do it anyway. We'll document that and show it to them. It's better to just do it, show them that you did it, show them that there's no cost. And then that's just part of your thing. People think I'm crazy where I say, hey, we'll go do this job for you. If you're unhappy, I will void the invoice. I will return all of your money. And people think that's crazy. I think it's only happened 2 times to me since 2016. I've done that in many thousands of jobs. The riches are in niches, and people, specifically private equity and a lot of companies, they try to do too much. Nobody really knows them. I call it the snowball effect. Everybody's talking about you. Man, you should talk to Kevin with Gutter King. That's all he does is 3-story. That's all he does is condo associations. And you will get so much work for it. It takes a little time to get going. But in their case, they were like, how do you have so many 3-story ones? Private equity absolutely does not do it. And you can take a huge market share in your territory just by doing that. But just taking that one adjacent service that you're not doing right now and really figuring it out will make you so much more valuable on the sale. We don't need to do 27 different things. We need to do the same 8 things all the time. I don't want to offend kind of gutter or blue collar guys, but most of their books are a fucking mess. And we make a lot of money on the mistake that they do that. We pay them a lot less. Can you imagine that? Your business is doing $1 million a year and you left $1 million on the table because your books weren't clean, and you have to be able to defend it. And then the second layer of leadership, you can't be the dancing monkey. You can't be the one guy that makes every decision. You have to have other people that make very similar decisions than you, and you can step away from that business.
He had a $300,000 seller discretionary earnings, and he sold it for a 7 multiple on that. The guy walked out with a $2.1 million payday and no earnouts.
But I thought, I'll be the number one guy splitting it 3 ways. What do I want to do?
Yeah.
I ended up acquiring them when they got burnt out 2 years later.
Oh, wow.
For like 15 cents on the dollar. They were like rich kids, bailed out of college. When you get in that mindset and you start looking at businesses, when you buy them, or even if you don't, you've just gone through due diligence, it automatically makes you think very different about your business and how to set up your company. What can you really do about that? I'm going to tell you real blunt. I think that we will hit that earnout. My team will get really nice bonuses. I'll get my earnout, and I think they'll fuck it up in 6 months. A big part of me was liability. There's hundreds of guys on roofs. If one of those guys dies, it's more than getting sued. I don't want that. I never thought in my life I could hit that. And then it was just adding up. So that's why I was like, why would I ever get rid of this?